What's up? We back here. So real quick, we're working on Jeff's car, as you can see today. I already began start taking stuff off the bottom. I took out the fuel lines that went from the pumps to the tank, and because I wanted to pull this out, not sure how far along he got on putting this stuff together, but from what I could see right out the gate, like we were saying before, everything's just loose on this thing. Bolts are missing all out of here. So I took this out because I want to go through everything here, make sure everything's tight, make sure all these brackets are tight, the fuel pumps are tight, all the filters are all tight, all the fittings, and make sure these are all bolted down tight. And I'm going to go through all these fittings, make sure these are tight, and it looks like he's going to have this bolted down right here to the side of this hanger. I'll get that bolted down tight, and then I'll get this bolted back on the car as one unit. But like I said, I just want to go through it and make sure everything's good, and then I'll remount it to the car, and then I'll just keep working from the back to the front, making sure everything's tight and good to go. While this is off, I'm going to go ahead and start checking all the brake lines and all the rear suspension, and also I'm going to take down the cover that's on the fuel tank, make sure everything's good on the fuel tank, and then re-put that back up, tighten all the bolts on that, make sure all the suspension and everything's tight, and then I'll go ahead and try to bleed the staging brake. We're going to try to get fluid inside the staging brake, make sure all the flares are good, all on the lines on that, and then we'll make sure we bench bleed the wheel wood, and then go ahead and put it back together, and then go ahead and see if that staging brake is going to work. Yeah, so like I said, I pull everything off just so we can make sure everything's tight and everything's good to go. Well, this was loose right here. I could probably show you on this one. These are loose, you know what I mean? So that's why we're pulling everything off, because pretty much every single thing on this car is loose. You need to take everything off, go through it all, tighten it all up, make sure it's good to go. See, look, even this back one right here. You might even need to check this O-ring right in here to make sure it's still, you know, so make sure it's not dried out yet. Might be pretty good still. Nope, looks a little, yep, it's definitely dry. Cracked right there. Oh, it's going to come off. It's cracked everywhere. I don't know if I can see that, but have to replace that O-ring. So like I said, gotta take all this stuff off. Car's been sitting a while, gotta take everything off, replace the O-ring here, make sure it's tight here, and then put it all back together, then put it on the car. Swoopy swoop. My dad worked a lot of years construction, so he's got this big old box cat O-rings right here. This should work out for what we need. Hopefully we can find the right size in here. Bang, bang. So some smaller ones in here. It's like what we might be looking for could be right here. Pretty close. That's right there. It's that one. It's gonna be this one right here. All kinds of stuff to get job done around here, but I'll tell you what. This should be what we're looking for here. Bang, bang. Boom, like new, baby. Let's go. Crack. The new, better quality Cat one on there. Thank you, Cat. Appreciate you. Here we go. That should work out fine for what we're doing here. Back on the old fitting there. You want to make sure it's going to be seating in there, right? And this one most certainly is. Tighten that bad boy down. There we go. Yo, a lot of this is just gonna be small, tedious work. You're just taking stuff off, seeing what's tight, what's loose. This is loose. You know, like I said before, everything's gonna be loose. Surprisingly, that's tight. Just kind of cleaning things up, cleaning parts up, reinstalling them back, and like I said, just make sure everything's tight, cleaning it up. You know, make sure there's gonna be no leaks when we go to start it up. bolted up, in my eyes, they need to be parallel from each other. And right now, that bolt hole was making that be crooked, which made this be crooked and made that be crooked. And we gotta fix that, because that's not how we want it for the homie's car. Kind of important. Ain't no filters in these things.
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Nothing in there. So besides the fact of breaking that last O-ring because it was super dry, there ain't no filters in these things. So we're going to have to see about picking some of those up. That's right. For now, I'll go ahead and get these still mocked up where they need to be and then remark the holes on where I need to mount these brackets that are holding these filters on, because before, whatever it was, whoever did it, that just simply was not it, because everything was all crooked, not right. Could have been the homie Jeff, could have been somebody else, but I want to make it right before I bolt it all back on the car. It's about what it's going to look like. Something like that. Going to look a lot cleaner. Got a parallel look to it. Get all the brackets all mounted up right. You know what I mean? And it'll look real clean when it's done. For sure. Yo, so we figured a couple things out with this. Basically, these fittings, all of this was crooked and not running parallel before, because when you try to run this and put these fittings on, it doesn't exactly meet up right to let these run parallel. So you have to end up letting them be a little crooked, and that's not going to work for me. So what I'm probably going to do is end up getting a couple just cap and sleeves and probably just hardlining this setup right here. Just have a hard line that comes out here, find the right degree for this, find the right degree for that, and just have it making the right bends and have it going there, and then just mount this on the side like that. I think that'll look pretty clean like that, and then with the hard lines look super clean. So I think that'll be the best solution for this, instead of trying to mount this up here, which I'm telling you, it absolutely does not fit like that. So we're going to find a cleaner solution for this. Hey, yo, check it out. It's like same day but different, baby. You like that?
Yeah.
Let's go. Alright, so real quick, some of you might be wondering why I just said that. That's because I had to go softball real quick. So I went and changed into my old clothes real quick just so the video didn't look funny, you know what I mean? But also, we're going to end the video right here because I don't want to bore you guys to death. But this is just small, tedious stuff that has to be done no matter what. So, and on top of that, my brain, you know, this OCD, I have to have everything running parallel. With this fitting right here, it would have kicked everything sideways, and that's why everything on here was sideways. That's not going to work for me. That's not going to work for my boy, and we're going to do something better. So next episode, you're going to see me working on this thing. I got to get to the brakes on this thing, go through every single line, check all the flares, tighten them all tight, and then put some fluid in it and bleed them. Once that's done, hey, that's a huge step right there. Brakes on the car, that's what you need to drive, so that's a huge step for me. Once that's all done, I don't have to do anything with the brakes, and they're all perfect, which, cross my fingers, whoever did the brake light on this thing, hopefully they're perfect. Next episode, like I said, if you love the homie like I do, and you following along, I appreciate you. You're going to see me smoking one every single time we work on this car, because Jeff would have it no other way. Thanks for following. See you guys on the next one.